Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Shenanigans. Let's
Hello.
do this. The two of you have arrived in Patalia, the small little halfling village along the Petal Water. Let's get our lovely little small halfling town music going on here. When you arrive, it is mid-afternoon. You've spent the day hiking along the riverside, which is green and lush and filled with like blackberries and fruit trees here and there, and all sorts of like wild fruits and vegetables that can be picked and eaten because the halflings take very good care of their land. In fact, the world would be a lot better off if halflings ruled everything, because then there'd just be food everywhere and no one would ever fight. It's just that everyone would be like stoned and drunk and fat. Yeah, but that's they'd just be happy, and that's okay. That's probably better for the world.
That's a problem only because monsters.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody would be happy, stoned,
fat, and then dead.
And drunk, and basically a perfect feast for the monsters.
Right. Okay, so maybe the halflings shouldn't rule the world, but damn it, it should be there should be halfling presidents or halfling congresses or something. They're good folk.
At least every town would need some halfling farmers.
Mm-hmm.
Would also make for a lot of quests for the adventurers, because someone has to protect those halfling farmers.
Mm-hmm. Halflings truly are the salt of the earth sort of folk. No one ever really pays any attention to them, but they do good work behind the scenes.
Unlike the gnomes, who are just the salt of the world.
Yes, unlike the gnomes, who everybody has an opinion on, nobody likes, they do some good work, but at what cost, guys? At what cost? And in a very separate way, they cause all their own problems that needs adventurers to solve.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, goddammit. Who builds their home under a road with traps and all of that, ready to ambush people?
Anyway, here it is, the middle of summer. Ormare, Patalia, the small little halfling village. None of you are going to be able to fit into any of these things, especially not Big Bad Kane. You're going to have to sleep in the streets, buddy, because you
I have a tent.
That's perfect.
He's also very flexible.
You're what, like 7 feet tall?
He's 6'6".
Yeah, there's no way you're fitting into these like 3'4" halfling houses.
I want to point out, Neal, Doreen can certainly fit in. She's only like 4'10".
That's true. Doreen can fit in, but you're like a giant among these folk, I think. Let me look up average halfling heights in my world. Arcadia, because I don't necessarily follow what the 2e books print.
Aren't there tallest dwarfs, or similar to dwarfs?
That's why I gotta look it up, man. I don't remember. I've changed all the heights and everything. Halflings and dwarves are about the same height, yes. Yes, they are.
So how tall is a dwarf?
Info height.
Yeah,
Is that 49 inches? Is that right? How did I do this? I think I probably did it 10 pixels to the inch. 65 inches is 5'5", right? Yeah. So 5'8" for a human. Yep. So a halfling is usually about 50 inches tall, in the ballpark of. 50 inches divided by 12 inches per foot, so about 4'3".
But then Big Bad Kane could fit into one of it. Would be like a Gandalf in Lord of the Rings moment.
I think that's what it is. Like, Big Bad Kane can stand inside, but he has to like lean his head down. And like,
just happy.
It's not like to get inside the door. Big Bad Kane has to like duck and crawl in, and then like stands in the room, kind of slumped over, like, "All right, halflings, how's it going?" You know. And all the chairs are like really tiny, and you're like,
he's
I
probably
can't
just
fit.
sitting on the floor.
Yeah.
I mean, it's better than
like
being outside with a vampire lurking around.
Yeah, just stay in the tent.
Well, he can't come in until I invite him.
Well, technically, according to U.S. law, a tent is actually a home and a private domicile. So, if the vampire is lawful, they'll have to ask permission.
What do the halflings think, Neal? Would they say a tent would make a lovely home?
No.
Now,
They
Neal,
would say
here's
a
the
tent
real
is a
question.
terrible home. They would hate a tent.
And to be fair, the vampire, he can't argue about the tent being a home. He lives in a bloody coffin or just in the earth. They have nothing to talk about.
Here's the real question, Neal.
Yes, sir.
Is a vampire considered lawful evil because he has to be invited in and won't trespass?
I think they are, actually.
Well, let me ask you this. Is that the only instance of vampires being orderly? Because I think the rest of the time, they're pretty fucking chaotic evil.
They are lawful evil, actually.
I mean, if you want to look at a book for an answer, but we all know real answers come from the heart, Bastian, not from a book.
No.
From the heart.
Okay, Neal, don't start with the emotions.
To be honest, I think a vampire could be anything but good because they are still people.
No, they're not. They're undead. They have no soul.
Yeah,
they're
but
not
they are not mindless undead. They have. The thing is, it says they are ultimately changed to evil, but I think a vampire could still be something like chaotic neutral.
Well, again, this will vary depending on the implementation of vampire rules in any given campaign world.
But personally, I think a vampire can be any evil alignment since they are individual people.
Isn't there a vampire that's like a ruler of one of the counties or something?
Yep. So that would be
That's a running theory. No one has ever seen.
I think it's pretty much confirmed. It was. Wait, no, it was confirmed.
No one's ever seen Count Vicious drink someone's blood or turn into a bat or anything.
Or had a vampire working for him.
Yeah, I mean, no one's actually ever seen Count Vicious up close and personal. It was just very, very heavily implied that he might be a vampire.
Yeah, it's not like Reddy Redshield basically admitted him being a vampire. No.
No, Neal, but here's my point. If a chaotic neutral vampire that doesn't act as evil as he should normally, that's still like a top tier politician.
Bernie Sanders, vampire.
Well, now we have to see, have we ever seen Bernie Sanders in the sun?
Yeah, we have. And like little birds come and sit on his podiums. Fucking Bernie Sanders is a Disney princess. Also,
I just wanted to say it.
All right.
We're hunting vampires here. We've got so many questions to ask. Are you a Disney princess?
Sarah Huckabee Sanders, on the other hand, might be a vampire. I don't ever think I've seen her outside during the daylight. And she's mean.
Does she have fangs?
I don't think so. At least maybe she's like a true blood vampire, so she can hide her fangs as needed. I don't know. I think Dick Cheney is the real vampire, but that's beside the point. Let's not delve too far into politics and vampires.
Okay.
Although that sounds like a great game, politics and vampires. You're just like trying to like figure out who's a good guy, who's a bad guy, and who's like here to drink everyone's blood, and all of them have to make their own like political message, and you have to elect one of them, and then you accidentally elect the vampire, and everyone dies. It'd be great.
And then there's an expansion where lawyers come in, and that's basically vampires.
Wait,
Yeah.
isn't like trying not to elect the secret vampire, then everyone dies? If
Secret
you do
Hitler.
that? Yeah, that's just.
Is that Secret Hitler? Okay.
Basically, it's basically Secret Hitler with vampires. There's also Secret Palpatine thing, I think. Star Wars skin.
Yes. All right. Where were we? Bernie Sanders, maple syrup, concentration. Hold on. Patalia. You're in Patalia. All right. It's a lovely day. You get brought into one of the little halfling taverns, and at first everyone's sort of like happy and cheerful, and the longer you stay there, the more they're reminded that there are, well, dead people.
Especially with that 4 charisma influence from Big Bad Kane, who is just...
It's like malevolent presence in the... Not malevolent, oppressive presence in the room. Just towering over everyone, and the halfling's like looking up at him, and like, fuck, oh yeah, God, people are dying. Okay, we can't just, push it all to the back of the mind and pretend everything's okay.
We
It's not
can't
that
drink
good.
it away.
That's like
not this.
everything the halflings do, though.
Yeah, they just pretend it's fine.
Halflings are like the most depressed people that are just the best at pretending everything is fine.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Actually, true story. Yeah, that's basically Lord of the Rings.
But
To be fair,
yes,
they also don't know a lot about a lot.
I really just want to put like a note on the outside of the inn door. 1v1 me vampire.
You and me, bro.
All right.
That's something Johnny Vegas would do.
Halflings, vampires, you're here.
You're
Putting
never
a note
going
on
to-
the tavern.
Just
Rematch, motherfucker. All right.
All right. What are we going to do now, Doreen?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. You can't just gotta wait. Last time I went around to all the villages, made sure everyone had their windows closed at night so it couldn't charm them to let it in. And then I just didn't eat for like a week until it showed up at the same tavern I was ambushing it at.
All right. It probably will not make the same move, seeing as
Right.
you obliterated it.
Right, which is an issue.
And we probably have to find where it lives. That's also a thing.
Yeah, I start making a drawing of the area,
Hmm.
and it just turns out exactly how you see this. Okay, so the area within with all the towns in it of this thing is my rough estimation for where it could live,
Mhm.
because I don't think it can go over the running water,
All right.
and then it's got to be able to get to a town and then back
All right.
to its thing before night time ends.
All right. So, the drawing, you mean the drawing on the map, right?
Yeah, like, hold on,
All right. So,
like this area,
yeah, that's true.
all of this is where I think the vampire should be.
That's a big area.
Yes, it is.
Oh, don't you remember anything at war? Anything specific? I mean, you're a priest. You probably can just find objects, right? I know some
No.
spellcasters can.
No, I cannot do that.
Do you have anything to detect the vampire?
Nope. I can just kick its ass.
Well, why are you a spellcaster then?
Because I can kick its ass.
I could do it with your mace. I mean, I can probably still do that as I am.
Good for you.
But yeah. Anyway, if you have nothing to find it, nothing to track it.
Time to start walking randomly through the wilderness. We're going to clear every random encounter from this area.
No, I have a feeling that would not be a good idea.
So what's the plan? You're here in town. A vampire has recently struck. You expect it to strike again.
Okay, I'm going to go to the mayor again.
You return to the mayor.
And just question, like, okay, are you guys going back to the way it was before? Like, what I told you to do, keep yourselves in your houses at night, all that jazz?
Oh, we've been keeping ourselves locked in. As soon as the last 3 attacks happened, oh yes, locked
Okay.
in.
Have you guys told the other villages?
Oh, I'm sure they're fine.
Oh, god damn it.
Right, you haven't told them.
Okay, then
Well,
I guess
if there's been anyone attacking them, they will have figured out by now. They're smart folks, you know.
right, but if okay, well, now we need to go to the villages.
But what about us?
well-
You're supposed to protect us.
Well,
We're supposed to take out the vampire.
if we could probably just dissipate it again and won't show up for another week or two, and Anna's going to come back.
No,
We have to find it.
based
Wedge.
on the attack patterns that I found last time, it eats like every 2 days.
All right, one was the last attack.
Like
Or what
what
do you
a
know?
week ago now.
I asked the halfling, when was the last attack you know of?
Well, I left the morning after, and I came straight to Shenanigans, and then we came right back here. So that's about a month journey in the middle of winter, which it is right now.
Wait, didn't you say it was summer?
Oh no, it's definitely winter. Look.
We only took a few days. Did you travel over land?
I did. Maybe it didn't take a month, but my legs are small.
It's like a month.
You come back,
for
the
what?
entire village is dead.
For like 80 miles.
Let's see, 65 divided by 12. It took him maybe 6 or 7 days to get to you guys, and then what was it, like 5 days to get back? So it's been about
No, it was like 3.
3 days to get back. Well, it's been like 10 days or something.
All right, so let's ask around. When was the last attack people know of? Maybe it was. Did nothing happen? Or
Nothing's happened since Ham left to go get you guys. It's been
Alright.
quiet since
Because they
then.
just shut down at night now.
All right. A Big Bad Clan looks outside. What time is it?
It's late afternoon at this point. The sun is not setting, but it will be soon.
All right.
I think we just need to stay in one of the abandoned houses, wait for someone to knock at the door at night, and just go, "Come in." Like I let
Come
it-
in, thunk, and it's just a halfling wanting to, like an old halfling woman wanting to go. Oh, I heard you. Maybe you were hungry.
No, that's my
Alright.
problem. I don't. It's not gonna fall for the same, like, ambush in the inn again. So I don't know how to draw it out.
All right. Well, maybe we just wait the night here, and then tomorrow we're going around the villages, seeing when the last attack happened. It has to feed on something.
Right, but it went like 10 days without killing anything.
Oh,
And they have
Here.
to back.
here. We don't know about the other villages.
No. Back when I was hunting it the first time, after I battled it,
Well, it was probably
everyone was holed up. It didn't feed on any of the halflings in like 10 days.
Oh, right. The thing is, does a vampire need to feed on humans? And can it, in emergencies, feed just
Thing I
on
need
animals?
to frickin' ask it.
Well, we're probably not going to do that.
Excuse me, Mr. Vampire. Do you feed on humans only?
No, Neal,
Could we
I'm-
just talk about this? Maybe we can give you a specific animal blood diet.
I don't think you
Alright.
understand. That's the goal, Neal.
Just to chat with the vampire?
The vampire. Wait a minute. Before we fight, I must know. Are you?
No, we go the RPG trope before we fight. Who are you? And tell me your story, please.
Time to monologue. One.
Oh, I thought you guys were gonna go for like interview with a vampire style, but that's different. It's fine.
No, the vampire's just
No,
going to
we're
monologue
basically-
for a half an hour about its history. If we-
We're turning this into a Looney Tunes cartoon where the microphone is actually Doreen's mace, and he's just giving a wink to the audience and just bopping the vampire with the mace.
No, but really, we should probably stake out the night here and look around and the
Yeah.
region.
Well, I mean, you look around, then you see its eyes, and then it sees you.
I mean, if we look around during the day, it's probably not out.
Right, but if you look around at night, then it charms.
We're not going to look around at night while vampire is around in the region. That's suicide.
Right. So how do we stake out a place?
No, we're going to wait out the night here and look around the region tomorrow
Oh,
and
okay.
hear if there have been any attacks.
All right. Cool.
Well, then let me lead you to my house. I've made rooms up for you already.
I doubt it will fit me very well, but all right.
Why? I only made up one room, so
I can just sleep in the hallway. That's
okay,
fine.
that's good.
if
I'll get
you
some
have a-
blankets and pillows from my cousins
Oh.
for you.
Oh, one pillow is all right. I have a blanket. I think
He produces one halfling-sized pillow for your head.
Maybe 2.
All right. So Ham will go around collecting blankets and pillows for you and bringing you to his house, where he
They're
will.
just lovely. They're just so.
They're so kind, you know. Ham takes the living room, sleeps on the couch, that small halfling-sized couch, gives Doreen his bed, and I guess Big Bad Kane can sleep in the hallway or on the living room floor or something.
Mm.
All right. And we go to sleep. Let me just roll some dice over here.
Just some, see if a dragon comes down the mountain to just, it has some hunger for halfling flesh.
Mm-hmm. Give me a moment. Big Bad Kane, can you make me a perception check?
Ooh, all right. And we lost Nick again.
Oh my god, we lost Nick again.
Doreen is gone. No.
You can't find her anywhere.
Wow, but it's all a dream.
Cycle? Cycle?
Cycle!
Cycle my camps.
It's fine. All right. So, Guathier? Big Bad Kane.
No.
That says Guathier in the dice rolls.
Sorry, I forgot to change my name.
It's okay. I don't really mind. That's
That's
why
right.
I got confused.
I just realized, as I was joining Roll20 today, that I spent the entire last session of rolling as Joe.
I noticed that.
Why didn't you tell me, Neal? God damn it.
Because it was only one character and it's easy to keep track of in my brain, but here I got confused.
Okay.
Right, 23.
Yeah.
Okay, so not Guathier. Big Bad Kane rolls a 23. You're sleeping in the living room hallway area, your feet in one section, your head in the other section, and you're awoken by the creaking of the front door late in the night. Some might even say early in the morning.
He will slowly reach towards the magical sickle.
Mm-hmm.
And
First off, give me a D4 to see which way, when you're laying, is facing the front door. So on a 1, your head is facing the front door. On a 2, the top of your head is facing the front door. On a 3, the back of your head. And on a 4, it's your feet. So that way we know your position relative to the door. 3.
all right.
So that's the back of your head.
Yeah.
So you're rolled up with the door behind you. So you hear the front door creak open, but you can't see what's going on.
Let me just look at my. How is it dark?
Well, it's nighttime. Yeah, it's very
Okay.
dark.
Yeah.
And in the
How far
fall,
away-
it's difficult to know what's
How
what the
far
cycle
away
is.
is he from away from Doreen's room?
Doreen's room is down the hall, so maybe 10 feet from your feet. Not even 10 feet from your feet, like 5 feet from your feet.
He will have the sickle ready.
Huh?
And also puts a hand on the keg with the holy water.
Is the keg close enough to you that it wouldn't be that you wouldn't have to visibly move to reach the keg, or because that means it's kind of typed right next to you.
He probably shifts like a sleeping person. Like shifts for a
Shifts
moment.
a little bit, kind of puts an arm out near the keg.
And probably the keg is he has the keg like this next to him. Kind of making it seem like there's alcohol inside, like kind of hugging the keg.
Mm-hmm.
One of his hand is ready at the sickle. And he listens.
Very quiet. I think a lot of time passes. No noise gets made again. Like 15 minutes goes by. 20 minutes. 25. 30. 35. 40.
Who's there?
50 minutes pass. It's been about an hour.
Yeah, I think at that point, he will shift again as if turning around in his sleep. And from under his head, just squint a little bit.
The doors are closed. One of the windows has panes, not panes, shutters has sort of like blown open in the night, and that was the creaking sound that you heard. You realize that your guard has been up, but it's just been a creaky window.
He will go back to sleep.
You go back to sleep.
And probably shift away so he's not in view of the window, because that is giving one kind of a creeps with the vampire outside.
Yeah. You wake up the next morning. Do you tell Doreen about your bizarre night, or is it embarrassing and you don't tell her?
I mean, there's nothing to tell her.
All right. Next day, you're in Patalia. Sleepy, happy little halfling town.
All right, time to venture out and look for
and hear around
vampire
villages when there, if and when there have been attacks.
You guys probably awaken in the morning to the sound of frying bacon and a tea kettle starting to whistle. Ham is over there in the kitchen putting together a 6-course breakfast for you.
Oh, this is a mighty fine breakfast.
He yawns and stretches and is like, "Oh, I've been up I'm glad you're awake. It's been up for 2 hours working on this food. We've got it all just about ready. The muffins are coming out of the oven. Just give me a minute."
All right.
Serves you guys coffee,
How
brings
are
you
the
muffins.
halflings not like literally round with how much food they eat?
Because they work very hard in their gardens, like all day long. So they eat like a ton of food, but then they're just like sweating and working out and
Underneath those clothes, they basically have bulging muscle from all the.
They're an active little sub race, and there's no refined sugar in this world, so it makes it a lot easier when like not everything's super sweet.
Yeah, for example, there's honey, but that's about honey and fruits, but that's about.
You
and
say
there's
that,
some
but someone
sugar
can
cane.
get like real fat by eating like way too much bread and meat.
I mean,
yeah, you can get fat from a lot of things, but these are peasants, right? They're working their asses off all day long, and they're doing their best. They're all sort of plump. There are probably some very overweight halflings and very few underweight halflings. Very few.
Most of them are well fed.
They're fine.
Well fed,
they're happy. Who cares? They're happy.
And
So yes, we're gonna start just like adventuring in the area.
one thing people are kind of saying during breakfast,
You might want to, have a look at the windows. They get blown open quite easily by the wind.
Oh. He goes over, while you guys are having breakfast and looks at the shutter, and it's sort of old, and he's looking at it and scratching his head. He's like, "Well, are any of you mechanics? How do you fix a weakened shutter?"
Oh, you don't have any smiths or anything in your town?
He grumbles and heads off into the streets to go find someone to go repair his windows.
It's a gnome.
A gnome vampire. He just comes and like unscrews things and like breaks shoes and doesn't actually like kill anyone, but just like destroys all the machinery in the area, making everything work.
No, I mean
optimally.
the reason he didn't want to go like get someone to fix it was because the person to fix it was a gnome.
Oh yeah. Although I do like the idea of like the chaotic evil gnome who just like instead of making shoes in the night, just destroys shoes in the night and like
It's
you know
probably like an
unscrews
evil
doors and
spirit.
breaks apart walls. It's like minor vandalism. It's the most evil thing a gnome can think of.
Yeah. I think you need just a little notebook with just crazy ideas we come up during the Shenanigans games itself. Just write it down, and a year later you have, oh yeah, that sounds fine.
All right, so what are we doing?
You guys are gonna run around to the various towns nearby, warning them of vampires, right?
And
That's the plan?
also getting information about if and when there have been attacks.
Right.
All right. So it'll take 3 days to do a full circuit of all the towns and tell everyone everything, and then get back to to Petalia. Is that the plan?
Sounds like it.
We're also, looking everywhere in this area that we can find. Just like
Or what?
as we're traveling village to village, we're just looking everywhere on the ground, looking for the spot.
Yeah. Okay.
Fresh dig sites.
Give me perception checks, both of you. I want 3 from each of you.
I think
All
my
right.
perceptions.
I'm just going to roll 3d20. I have a plus 13.
Okay.
So that's not bad. It's a 22, a 30, and a 26.
That's quite good. Okay. You go from village to village. None of these other villages have reported attacks. It's just Petalia. They weren't even aware that anything was problematic again. They've opened their doors and windows and have been doing so and have suffered no ill effects.
Okay, well, we'll let them know, obviously.
Just to be
Okay.
on the safe side of things.
All right. You make it back to Petalia 3 days later. You get back to Petalia fairly late. Yeah. Ham is in his room, in his house, but he looks really uncomfortable. Like he's pacing back and forth. He's sort of sweating. He's wringing his hands out. And as the two of you come back home, he looks up and goes, "Oh, you're back.
All right. Yeah, we are.
Something's happened.
Oh, another
There's
attack.
been an archaeology."
Can we not talk about anything during the pre-show, Neal? Are we not allowed to talk about anything without bringing it into the campaign?
It just happened to work out this time, you know?
Sure, Neal. right.
He tells you that the bodies of the 3 that were killed, which is why he came to find you, have been moved. While you were gone, he went around and he talked to the gravedigger and said that you guys didn't need the bodies, and so they were going to go bury them. But when they went into the crypt to bring out the corpses, the coffins were there, or the super coffin was there, but the bodies were missing. And the gates were still closed. And he paces back and forth, worried and looking at you, going, "Someone must have taken it, but who? I'm the only one with the key, but then the bodies are gone. But how do you get bodies out of a crypt when there's no key?"
Wait. So what exactly happened?
Okay, so the 3 died, and we put their bodies in a big coffin, and we put them in a mausoleum that has a gate that locks. And then it was inside the mausoleum and down the stairs where the regular bodies that are supposed to be there are. And we stored it there for safekeeping. And then, while you were gone, we went to go take them out of that place and give them their own proper burial rites and everything. But the bodies were missing, but the coffin was there, and the gate was still locked and shut. And I'm the only one with the key, he says, producing the key. But the bodies are gone. And I don't know how that's possible. And it was still locked.
Did they have bite marks?
When they died, yes. Drained of blood.
Well, the one thing is a vampire can't they transform themselves into bats or something or anything like that? They might be.
But they weren't vampires, they were just dead.
I mean, the vampire might have taken the bodies for some reason. Maybe he has turned. He has turned them.
Oh my god.
Right, but if
Are
that
you
was
saying
their
there's 4
coffin,
vampires now?
they would have to go back to that coffin every morning.
I mean, I don't know exactly how vampires work. All that well. I mean, maybe they've transformed, and
Well, what do we do? We left the coffin there.
I mean, we could
Right, well, let's go find that coffin.
take the coffin maybe into a house and wait for a night. Maybe they're coming back.
Should I take it into my house?
Only if you want.
What is this,
to.
1918? Are we gonna put dead bodies in the living room? Okay, let's do it.
What year is it actually?
1500.
I think we have a time. Your year is a bit weird. But anyway.
Okay. He hands you the key. I guess he'll lead you there. There's no reason for him not to go. So he will lead you to the mausoleum in the graveyard where there's this big gate. It's locked and shut. And when I say big gate, I mean big for a halfling. Big Bad Kane's still going to have a little bit of trouble getting through it. And you can see beyond this open gate is a spiral staircase down into a brick floor. Halfling tells you that down that staircase is the area where all the bodies are entombed and the big super coffin is resting in the middle of it. He looks at Big Bad Kane and is like, you might have trouble making it down the staircase.
Oh, I will be all right. I'm quite flexible.
Okay. Well, on a brisk autumn night, you've just arrived back. On a brisk autumn evening, late in the night, do we have a graveyard soundtrack? We do have a graveyard soundtrack somewhere. A, B, C, D, G. I need to find it. You make your way to the graveyard and to the mausoleum. Cool autumn air blowing against your skin. Neal tries to fill time while he looks for the soundtrack in question.
Oh, I thought you were filling time because you had a mausoleum battle map for us.
No, I'm looking for the graveyard soundtrack.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh no.
All right, here it is.
Prepare to fight 3 fresh vampire halflings.
All right, it's the 3rd of April. You're heading down the stairs. You're heading into the...
But they can't.
You're heading into the mausoleum, or you're at the gates of the mausoleum. Ham hands you the key and stands back, timid and afraid. The sun is beginning to go down. Should we really be doing this now?
Well, how fucking far away are we? Like what, a 10-minute walk? From the town?
home? Yeah, definitely.
Okay, whatever. Just, I'll go down inside.
Ham recoils, a little afraid, spooks by the whole thing. You unlock the gate, the latch opens, and with a loud...
Someone should oil that gate from time to time.
Ham makes a note of it.
Pulls out one of those oil cans that are in like all...
Like oils the gate, moves it, oils it again, gets out like a toothbrush and rubs some of the rust off of it, keeps working until the gate doesn't creak anymore.
And it's well into the night now. Oh, god damn it.
The vampire comes in. Well, that's some good work over there.
Oh, my gate's really creaky too. You mind if come on by my place?
He looks into your eyes. Do you mind?
Doreen just resisting, just like, but sure.
Oh no, that also
passes her
really-
save and is just like, yeah, sure, buddy, I'll fix your gate for you.
One could
Cool.
also mistake that for a really bad pickup line. Do you mind oiling my gates too?
Neal's trying to
I'm trying really hard to figure out how that works, but I don't.
No, it doesn't.
Okay, anyway.
All right,
It
all
might
right.
work if the vampire is a female.
Guys,
We're
this is
going
like a really
to-
dark, scary scene, okay? Let's not be talking about oiling gates here. It's
We're
spooky.
laughing our asses off walking down into a crypt.
Yeah, that's shenanigans.
All right. You guys head down into the crypt. There before you is a large, for halflings, coffin, as well as slots in the wall in this room all around with little holes in it. Someone's going to have a torch down here. There are sconces to put them in.
No,
So
Neal,
we'll-
continue light stones.
Perfect, even better.
Yeah.
So you're in a room that's maybe 10 feet wide, maybe 14 feet high, because the graves are stacked pretty high up there. There's even like a little ladder that can be pulled out and unfolded to get up to the higher graves. The spiral staircase kind of comes in on one side of the tomb, and here before you is the big coffin.
I open it.
It's as you open it, there are 3 dead halfling bodies in it.
You said this was empty.
Ham did not follow you down. He's fucking terrified.
God damn it, Ham. Okay,
Big Bad Kane.
you get the
whoa.
stakes, right? Wait, do they have their heads on them?
Yes, their heads are on them.
Okay. Is the rest of their body with them? Or is their body missing any limbs or
No.
parts?
No, it looks
No?
fully intact.
Alright, get the stake. These are fucking vampires.
Alright, yep.
And with that, the bodies lurch up. With the get the stake, they're fucking vampires. You roll initiative.
I mean, as soon as I see any movement, Neal, it's just release the darkness.
Yeah.
It's happening.
All right, let's do it. The darkness gets released. Nobody can see nothing.
Oh,
It's gonna be a mess in here, with people attacking each other and not really sure where anyone is.
But we
we're
know
gonna
where
be.
where the
wait.
vampires were.
I mean, like
do
you
we-
have when the lights go out, you have a quick image of where everyone is. But the moment combat starts and people are moving around and fighting and jostling, like you're in a pretty confined area.
Is Serene maybe doing the lights
Neal.
off, lights on thing?
It's like a
quickly-
strobe lighting the light.
Neal, no, I've got, I had an idea after last session, and I think you're gonna love it.
Oh,
So that's not my initiative for the first round. I'm actually casting a spell.
okay, hold on. Let me see if I can find Big Bad Kane token and a Doreen token
Wait, what's the point of having tokens if we're in pure darkness?
for initiative purposes.
Oh,
So
okay.
Neal doesn't get so confused.
When do priests get the daylight? Do they ever get the daylight spell?
Get what?
Daylight.
I mean, I don't think I do. I guess it's just casting time one round.
Let me just set up this nonsense. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And you are baddie 2. And you are baddie 3.
Actually, it doesn't. Bright is full daylight and doesn't turn on kids as penalty in bright lights rather than. Wait, does continual light count as sunlight?
Nope.
Because it says.
No,
Nope.
no.
Okay.
It's
Oh,
just
no, it
as
says
bright as daylight.
Yep.
Oh yeah, bright. Creatures with penalties in bright light. Okay.
Alright, Big Bad King goes at 10. And Doreen goes at 7, is it? Because it's 6 plus 1?
Actually, no. I'm looking
13?
at my spell, and I don't know if this is correct, but the priest version of detect magic is 1 round casting time.
That might be it.
Let's find out. Casting time 1 round. Really? That might be an error. Let's check. That does
That's what I'm
seem super sketchy. Page 253. One round.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So, what is your initiative, Doreen?
I mean, it's lasting the entire
Okay.
round.
So you're casting Detect Magic. So 99 initiative for you. Alrighty. Baddie number 1 goes. It throws itself out of the coffin and straight for
Some a random
Big Bad
square
King.
it can't see.
yeah.
It can't see where it's attacking, so
Well, you went darkness as soon as they moved, but as soon as they moved, they had their eyes open and could see your exact positionings, and then it went dark. So similar to you, everyone has one snapshot, but it's only a 10 by 10 room. I mean, it's a circular room with a radius of 5 feet. So it's, it hurls itself at Big Bad Kane with a natural 1 on the attack, which means it might hit its own ally. With a 16 to hit, it does. So it just... I guess it grabs its own companion and then feels how cold and dead it is and stops because it's not going to bite a fellow vampire because you can tell the difference between living and dead. But it accidentally almost bit one of its allies.
It kisses one of its fellow vampires on the cheek.
Yes.
Because it's a nice halfling.
Yes.
Even in undeath, they are still quite nice.
The second baddie goes for Doreen with an 18 to hit.
no.
No, they need a natural 20 to hit you, don't they?
Probably.
Oh god.
And it becomes Big Bad Kane's turn.
All right. He has just in case, he has a magical sickle out and the silver sickle, but I don't think it makes any difference. Total darkness was minus 4 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Unless
so
you've got
that
dark
is
fighting.
just a +6 to hit with the magical sickle of castration.
Oh no.
That's a 13.
13 will hit something. Roll me damage.
All right. If it hits the vampire, maybe you check if it's male. That's 1d4 plus 1 plus. That's magical. 14 damage.
Whoa. You feel something land on the ground, and you're not sure what you've cut off, but you've definitely removed a part of a creature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was his balls.
You'd have to like an underhand castration swing to get that low
but
on a
yeah.
halfling.
If I hit a male creature, they now have to make a pass versus fear.
Unfortunately, undead of all kinds are immune to mind-affecting spells, including fears. That's unfortunate. The Sickle of Castration has found its one of its 2 weaknesses: women and the undead.
All right. And then with my second attack, I mean, can I do something? Is there anything else I can do with second attacks, offhand attacks? No, I don't think so.
No, you can just make an offhand attack if you want.
Can I just try to smash? How would that work? Just try to smash someone from off their feet with my offhand attack?
Like, knock them prone?
Yeah, just with brute strength someone.
Sure.
That's not about dealing damage.
Did you
more
already take a
about-
-2 on your first attack roll?
I
dual
have
wielding?
ambidex and high
Okay.
dex.
Yeah, go ahead. Make a shove attack with your offhand.
Shove attack just.
A roll to hit. Regular roll to hit to find the person first.
Okay, that's melee hit adjust in my level, so. And it's in darkness, so just melee adjust.
Mm-hmm.
That's a.
You touch the halfling. Give me an opposed strength check.
Oh no.
Slash doesn't count into
No.
anything, right? Just
Nope.
that's a 25.
Oh, they beat you by a lot. Rolled very
I
well.
assume
on
they
those.
also have 18 strength.
Yeah, so you end up like pushing down, but the angle of the incline is like pushing against the halfling, and they're quite strong in that situation.
All right,
When
batting
it
number 2.
comes batting number 2,
Also, Doreen has 99 on her mission. What the hell? happened
casting
there?
detect magic. The next halfling will attack, hopefully the right person. Oh yeah, okay, it's still going after Big Bad Kane. It goes for a bite, natural 19. I think that's going to be a hit because it gets a bonus and then it gets a penalty of 4, but you get a penalty of 4 to your AC and you don't get any dex to your AC, so I think this is a hit. Right?
It's a hit.
All right. You feel a bite on your calf. Fuck is my D4? Oh, it's right over here. Here's my D4. You take 3 points of damage, and I need you to make me a saving throw versus spell.
Oh
Big
dear.
Bad Kane.
I need to roll high here.
Yes, you do.
Nope. Cause I don't get my luck when I need it.
It's okay. Big Bad Kane, you age 5 years. You feel your life force being sucked out of you.
Oh no, he's gone from medieval middle-aged. Wait, actually I have to check. What is when does middle age start?
45.
Ooh, he's only 40 now.
Oh, 5 more years of your life drained away, and you will age physically.
I feel. Whoa, slow down there, alright?
All right, Doreen, your spell goes off. You detect
Okay,
magic.
No,
Or you would if it
Neal.
wasn't dark.
wait. God,
Oh, wait.
my fucking internet is pissing me off today. Like, it
Uh-oh.
just keeps cutting out randomly. What?
You detect magic.
Okay, so now here's the thing, Neal. Detect magic can work, like, through, like, a foot of stone or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it can work through my eyelids. And vampires are magical creatures, so I should be able to see their auras with my eyes closed.
Well, he will definitely see Big Bad Kane's sickle.
That is a really interesting
I know,
discovery.
right? I thought of this and was just, wait a minute.
Ooh.
So undoubtedly, if a vampire were a magical item, 100% guaranteed chance you would find it. Do vampires radiate magic when detect magic is cast? is the
Undead
question.
don't. Undead don't radiate magic.
But it's a vampire. They just have, like, if they're not considered magical with their innate ability to turn into
Undead
bats and
are
everything
magical,
like that.
but they are reanimated by magic, but don't radiate magic themselves. You need a special spell to normally. For normal undead, you need a special spell to detect them.
Yeah, what does the detect undead spell say? Undead creatures out to the limit of the spell. Scanning the direction where cause 1. Specify your location or distance. Does not get special. Okay. So I really like what you're saying here, but the detect undead spell, which is in the player's handbook, I think implies that this won't work. But I really like that idea. That's so good. Yeah, I don't think I can set that precedent in the long run yet. 'Cause I don't think
I understand it for, like, skeletons or zombies, but this is a vampire. Like, they are, like, high magic. Mm-hmm. Like,
And maybe-
just spell abilities, so...
maybe on the vampire, but these are just like petty little thralls under its control. So I think it's not going to work on these ones. It might work on the vampire, not its thralls.
Okay.
On the count.
But that's
himself.
really fucking clever, Nick.
I know this. That was like the most clever thing I think I've thought of for D&D.
Oh, it's so good. I really like that. Okay. All right. So you cast your spell. You are trying to detect magic. Also, I think the magical darkness might block anything going on with that.
Well, she might see Big Bad Kane's
the
sickle.
auras in it.
Can you see?
And
Can you
at
see
least
the
this
auras?
will stop me from accidentally attacking Big Bad Kane since I can see his sickle
Yeah,
aura.
I have a magical item in my hand. So
Yes. So you'll definitely be able to find Big Bad Kane. Will to detect magic, radiating its path, 10% chance,
Here's how I was going to interpret it. Where detect magic, like normally you have to like concentrate on an area for a round. I think that's probably to get like the intensity of the aura and the possible school. But if you're just using it in combat, you can just see there's something. You can't discern what it is.
Okay, so the darkness spell causes impenetrable darkness in the area of effect. Infravision is useless. Neither normal nor magical light works unless a light or continual light spell is used. So, assuming,
Right,
yeah,
that's, like continual light.
right.
not
So I don't
auras.
know. Oh God, but auras are light, aren't they? If you can see it, it's light. Oh God,
No.
we're getting so deep, and I love. This is my favorite part of D&D. Is this like arguing over nuances of rules?
Right.
Can you see auras through darkness? Anyone have any thoughts? Bastian, weigh in on this.
Since it only specifies that it blocks vision, you would probably detect auras, yes. Unless
Well, it doesn't
the
say-
DM, unless the DM might say that the aura of the darkness itself is too overpowering.
Right. Spell causes total impenetrable
For example,
darkness.
For example, you might
That's
not
like-
detect the aura of a spell that is weaker than the darkness spell, because the darkness spell would just over radiate it because it's more powerful.
Oh, because you're saying darkness spells level 2, so level 1 spells might not shine through it, or level 1 auras might not shine through it.
Yeah, because
That's an interesting way of going about it.
yeah, because the darkness is a stronger magical aura and will basically
Right.
obstruct.
Now,
The-
specifically though, the detect magic spell doesn't say you see an aura of magic. It just says you detect magic. So it might not be visual in nature.
Yeah,
it could
it might-
be mental in nature.
You just know that the aura is there. Of course, that could also be the case. You know that there's a darkness aura and an aura within. That could also be the case. It's probably it would probably be more pronounced with the custom detect magic stuff. For example, the one in Koibu Nights where Sammy uses his eyes to see stuff. There might be the case of the darkness obstructs the weaker spell. But if it's just detecting,
Okay,
which
it's
is
just
basically just
detecting.
knowing.
So I think
Yeah.
you will just know the location of magical things, and sort of like, your mind's eye, I suppose we can call it. So
Right.
you know where your rock is. You know where Big Bad Kane's sickle is. Any other magical shit on you guys? You can find right away.
I have an aerial anchor. Which is
My
also a magical
mace and I got continual light and continual darkness, so
item. And the holy water, which is also magic.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
yes. Holy water is
Sure.
magical too. Okay, cool. Second round of combat, initiative.
okay.
Now that we've finally solved the first minute,
It was
beautiful.
really interesting ideas. Too bad these are thralls.
Don't worry,
deal
we'll get
with
to
them
the.
before they make Big Bad Ken into an old man. The darkness phase. There's just an old man holding sickles there.
All right, baddie number 3. This is the one that bit you. No, this is the one that went after Doreen.
No, baddie number 3.
No, baddie 1 went after Doreen and missed and attacked one of the other baddies. Baddie 3 and 2 went after Big Bad Kane, so they're still on Big Bad Kane. So baddie 3 goes to bite you, Big Bad Kane, with a natural 18. Oh my god, I think you've been bitten again. You will take 4 points of damage and you
And
will drain.
Ah, it went from a 19 to 1.
You will drain 12 years of your life.
All right, now I have to open the H stuff because he is getting some gray hairs.
Big Bad Kane withers before the onslaught of the thralls.
All right, where is it?
We're being so kind because these are just thralls. They're just draining years. They're not level draining you like the vampire
I'm glad
will.
that you actually I think by the book all vampires in 2E drain.
They drain 2 levels, no saving throw by the book. We allow
That's-
saving throws and reduce it to 1. and
Yeah,
then
that's kind of stupid, just draining levels without saving those.
well, it is 2E, you know, 0
Yeah,
HP and you die. No saves on
Especially if-
level drains. Yeah, it's a mess. 2E is a fucking mess.
Oh, where is the H stuff?
Chapter 2, races. You get a -1 to your strength and con and a +1 to your intelligence and wisdom. No,
Wait.
but you don't get the plus because you have not actually, you haven't lived that many years. You've just been aged that
Well,
many
these
years.
vampires made me smarter.
All right, so you lose a strength and a con.
All right, that.
So do you go to 17 strength, or do you just go to the? No, you just go to the next lowest exceptional strength category.
All right, so
That's
that's
the right way to handle that.
85, which takes me a damage down.
-1 to damage, and what does your con go from to what?
Let me just fix the stuff here. From 17 to 16, which will.
That will lose 1 HP per level.
So I will lose 5 HP, 5 max
oh
HP.
my god.
Old man Kane. It's Nick. It's like big old bad Kane, and he's now Bob.
What's the spell to reduce or undo magical aging?
I think it's a higher level spell. It's like
I don't know what it is off the top of
restoration
my
or
head.
something. Something you will never have in Shenanigans, I think.
Yeah. Anyway. It won't matter. You're all gonna die today anyway. Right. Where were we? That was baddie number 3. Baddie number 1 goes, and it tries to bite Doreen. Let's see if it even gets the right square. Nope. You hear a thud as that thrall runs into a wall. Just face for.
All right.
Big Bad Kane's turn.
I mean, I go at the same time as the one in front of me.
Oh, true.
15, but let's try to finish them off.
Roll the
It's
damage.
no longer plus 9 to damage. It's only plus 8. Yeah. 11 with the magical sickle.
And one of the thralls dies. You hear the whole body hit in a couple of
That's the
like.
but they get baddie number 2 who acted first, so they still get their stuff because they're in the same.
Correct. I'm not sure if you've been attacking baddie 2 or 3 yet, so I'm gonna decide.
The one that attacked me first, so that was baddie 2.
Okay, perfect. All right, so then baddie 2 also tries to bite you at the same time as you lop its head off. It's going to roll a modified 16. What's your
Modified
AC
6.
without any dexterity and -4?
That's 12. Because -4, and I don't get my dex. I have
So-
16 armor class without my dex, so.
Okay, so 16's a hit then. So it bites you as well, Big Bad Kane. Give me a saving throw versus spell. Oh my god.
I just need.
It bites you for
No,
6
almost
points of
77.
damage.
How much damage?
6 points of damage, and then it begins to suck your life away
God damn.
for 11 more years, drained
oh God,
from you.
I'm an old man. He's an old man now.
How old are you, Big Bad Kane?
63. He aged
I-
from 35 to 63. I know. I have it in front of me.
Oh,
so, I drop a dex, another strength, and I got
You drop 2 strength and 2 dex and 1 con.
Oh, it's not. Oh, it's not an increase from. Oh,
no, it's an additional. Oh.
So I dropped from. I dropped to 65, so it will put me another damage down. And I drop 2 dex.
2 dex.
That will put my defense.
he's retiring after this because he's an old man, or he will carry on and be the badass old man.
And one more con, so another 5 HP or whatever. What was your strength before all this went down?
1895.
95. So then you went to 90, and now you're at 75, right? So you should be at.
I'm now at
2 to hit
65
plus,
because
so 65,
I went,
sure.
I went to 85 and now.
Yeah, I'm just going by the categories, so it's fine. So you should have +2 to hit, +3 to damage from your strength.
Oh
Right?
wait, question. I lose maximum HP, but I lose current HP as well because I'm under my max.
No, you just drop it from your max. That's
Okay,
fine.
so I have more HP than I thought I had.
Yeah.
But, God, this is brutal.
All right, big bad Deckard Cain.
I lopped someone's head off. At least I did
Yes, you kill the vampire that sucks your life out,
that. And
leaving us with
God damn it, Doreen.
Doreen.
This would actually be better for me if you hadn't used that dog. God damn it, Doreen. Get rid of that darkness. God damn it, Doreen. Get rid of that darkness.
I don't think it would have. They've just been rolling like natural 18s.
Yeah, but
19s,
my
and
AC. Yeah, but my AC is 20 normally. It went from 20 to 12.
20. Right, but no, that's natural. They've been rolling like
Yeah, I mean,
18s, 19s.
even then they hit me with low rolls.
Okay, the guy rolled like a modified 16, right? He would
It
have
doesn't matter.
+4.
We don't
hit.
have to talk. It doesn't matter.
It's fine. It's your turn, Doreen.
And with my with my offhand attack, first of all, I
Oh,
get a
your
second
offhand.
attack, and I
Yeah.
have an offhand. First, with my offhand attack, I try to knock the other one down, kind of flail with my not really that much weaker arms. And
Flail!
nah, it's just +2. That's a 19,
Ooh, you definitely hit. Opposed strength check.
and I still have an 18.
Ooh, it rolls a 28.
I also rolled 28.
Tie goes to the.
Defender, I think.
Oh,
Defender.
okay. In an attack roll, the tie goes to the attacker. In an opposed strength check, right? Because like if you have to hit AC, in this case, I think tie goes to the defender. In a strength contest, I think you're right. Tie goes to the defender. All right, so you push.
Just a loud.
Yeah.
Yes, two 18 strength people will just crash into each other. And knowing where that person is,
Actually, since I just bopped them, can I more accurately strike at them with my sickle?
If you maintain your grip on it, yes.
All right, I will do that.
All right, Doreen,
Well, I
you
strike.
get your
them.
second attack at the end of the round.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Doreen, you can do it.
So hold on. Oh god, why is my character sheet so zoomed in? What the hell happened? Okay. Yeah. 20.
You definitely hit.
Is it correct?
It does not clear by 10, no.
good job, man. Deckard King.
10 points of damage. You hack into the thrall. It groans under the damage. Big Bad Cain gets his second attack.
And
third
what,
attack.
how much of the negative?
Just penalty of 2 to hit this time instead of 4.
Okay. So I have only. Oh, I get a +8. I am rolling so bad.
12 is not enough, unfortunately.
Well, 11 was a hit before.
11 was a touch attack hit, right? Just to grab hold of them, but their AC exceeds their touch attack. Yeah. Initiative. There are only 2 thralls left. One of them is badly damaged.
God damn it!
Your attack rolls, or your initiative rolls won't save you here.
Oh yeah,
Oh, I guess everyone rolls poorly. So Batty 1 and Big Bad Cain
Hold
go at
on.
the same time. Batty 1 attacks.
Trying to roll, but for some reason it clicked off.
Oh
on
my
that.
god, we're all 10s.
No, I'm 13.
Well, there are many 10s. Batty 1 and Doreen attack each other at the same time. Batty 1 rolls a natural 20! It hits you, Doreen. It's probably not going to crit you, but it hits you. 11 will not do to
probably
hit it.
doesn't
You will take 3 points of damage, Doreen, and make me a saving throw versus spell. This never happens. Doreen's got like 24 AC. Oh, Doreen is getting aged.
No.
10 years of your life seep away.
10.
Yes. And now tell me, Doreen, how do you feel? And remember, this is for posterity, so be honest.
What?
It's Princess Bride, it's fine. It's fine. I'm just draining your life with the machine, and it's okay. And you missed your attack. Batty 3 attacks Big Bad Kane with a 15, which becomes a 17.
Is it?
That's a hit. It will hit you for 4 plus 2 damage. For 3 points of damage. Give me a saving throw versus spell, old man.
Back! No.
Oh, God.
At least he can't age me to 90, which would be the next step.
It's only 3 years this time.
Only 3. He's on 66 now.
Do you take further stat penalties or?
No, at 90.
Not until 90? All right.
God, he might die of natural causes this time.
They do age you for 2d10 years, so, you know, it could be up to 20 at a time.
I mean, I'm surprised you didn't do any system shocks. I mean, I still have like 90% to it.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the system shock for aging rules. It doesn't seem like it adds fun to the game. It just seems like it's a dick
Second
move.
attack.
15 is the number 15's a hit. 14
At first, I get my attack.
Sure.
But yeah, it doesn't matter really.
Go for it, Big Bad Kane. You can do it.
Yep, I still
Believe
have
in you.
my hold. Come on.
You can do
50.
it. 14 is all you need. 15's a hit.
And that's... What was it again? Oh yeah, 7. 7 to damage. It's 11 points of...
You finish off baddie number 3. Doreen finishes off baddie number 1.
And you're still dark.
Bodies hit the floor.
Oh,
The
Big Bad Ken
panting.
actually now looks like the picture I have on this character sheet because I couldn't find any other guy with 2 sickles.
As Doreen eventually lowers the magical darkness, she looks about, and Big Bad Kane is old and wrinkled. His hair is white. His face is gaunt and drawn closely. His gums are sort of exposing the bottoms of his teeth.
It's
And
not really gone because he still has like 14 gone and
right,
18
but your face is getting thinner and longer. And you've never really noticed that Big Bad Kane actually has fairly large canines, and they're not fangs, but those are sharp, pointy teeth Big Bad Kane's got. God, he's so old now.
Also, oh yeah, hotness. Well, hotness doesn't really change.
It might go up. It depends on the person, you know? Like, some people
Actually-
age really well, and some people do not.
Yeah. Well,
Doreen. This was not pleasant at all.
he kind of, you know, when an old man kind of cracks everything.
Crack, 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 crack. Crack, 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 crack.
I do that now, so.
He kind of looks down onto the opponents who are probably dust by now. If they're dead.
Yes, they're not dust. There are corpses at your feet.
Alright, I have to finish this off.
Yep. Get wooden stakes and just.
You stake them to what? Or you just drive the stake through their heart and leave it there?
Drive the stake. Hold on. We just bring them up to sunlight with a stake in their heart. The stake
Alright.
in the heart only makes it so they can't move.
Right, because you're supposed to stake them to something so that they're held in place. Putting them out in the...
You just stake them to the coffin and then carry the coffin up.
Yeah.
Just drink to the coffin on the right. Alright. And up the stairs with the coffin.
All right. You guys head outside into the twilight. You bring the coffin with you. There, pacing nervously back and forth, is Ham, clutching the key to the crypt in hand, and he looks. Who's that with you, Doreen? Where'd Kane go?
It's me. What are you talking about?
Ham drops the key and bolts into town, fleeing as fast as his little halfling legs will take him.
What is that with him?
Kane, get back. Ham? Ham, get back here.
Let me give him a morale check to see if he can be rallied by Doreen's calls. He's truly terrified. 7. He passes. Yeah. He stops and slowly returns. Like,
does he really want to disobey the terrifying Doreen?
Absolutely not. No. He pulls himself back. Is terrified, and slowly it dawns on him that this is the same Kane that went down before.
Well, what are you looking at?
They were
so scary.
Not vampires. They sucked out years of our lives.
Wait, they did what? Well, do we have a mirror?
You're old now, Kane.
Let me check. He has.
Oh God, it is. You're just that old now.
Yeah. That's actually the picture I have on his character sheet because I haven't found no other fighter or anything with 2 sickles.
Right.
Wait, he probably takes like one of these blades, one of the really polished knives or anything, kind of mirrors himself in it.
I don't like that. I don't like it at all.
If you age like 30 years, you could just see it in the skin on your hand.
Oh yeah, he probably I don't know. He kind of notices now as well.
Yeah, you notice your hands are wrinkled and old, but you don't see a reflection at all.
Excuse me?
He's looking in the polished his weapons, right? To try and like take a look at his face.
he's not big bad vampire, Kane.
But you're not noticing your own reflection here.
Okay, alright, hold on.
I have a shadow, Neal.
You do. I don't know how that plays into this though.
Vampires don't have shadows because they are. Yeah,
What?
vampires don't have shadows.
That's because they don't go out in the sunlight.
No, vampires don't cast a shadow and they don't cast a reflection.
I will back you on the reflection one. I've never heard of this shadow one before.
Oh yeah, I've heard
That's common vampire lore, Neal. They
it.
don't
They can't
cast
go out in
shadows
sunlight, but
because
you
they
know, the
are a
big
shadow.
Castlevanian torches on the
cast
wall, they can
shadows?
cast a shadow.
Yep.
Is that a thing?
Yep. That's
Yeah.
common vampire lore.
How come I've never heard of it if it's common vampire lore?
It's well, maybe you don't know about vampires as well as you think. Well, it's also common European vampire lore, which is the D&D one. Because Yep, in Dungeons and Dragons, vampires don't cast shadows or reflections. At
I
least
mean, I don't know where you're drawing this from.
according to Wikipedia.
According
They
to
have-
Wikipedia, vampires don't cast shadows in D&D?
They have a whole spreadsheet of what lore or what movie or whatever vampires have: skin color, fangs, reflection, shadow, attractiveness, or other features. Or when dead.
Anyway, I'm sure we can easily find a mirror and see if we have reflections, Neal.
Sure. What are you doing with the bodies in the meantime before we get to the mirror?
I mean, is it dark outside?
Yeah, it's twilight. You know, the sun is setting.
All right, then let's do this.
Maybe if you prop up the coffins, you can get the last rays of sunlight.
Sure.
Hold on, they're halflings, Neal. It's like starting to go over. I think Doreen grabs the bodies because she hasn't aged enough to go down age categories, and just like chucks them into the air so they get them to the rays of sun turned to dust.
I mean, Big Mac can do the same. He has still over 18 strength.
So yes, we just start throwing up halfling confetti.
We disperse the bodies.
Oh my god! Wow, this is an interesting list of vampire traits in folklore and fiction article. This is super
You mean-
fascinating.
The Wikipedia one?
Yeah,
All right, so
I'll look at that later.
throw the vampires into the air.
Yes, you throw them up, they fall back down. They don't burst into sunlight.
Oh, right,
They're not
then
vampires. They're not destroyed by sunlight. You've killed them. They're definitely deadsies.
I think Doreen will just take the mace to the face on them.
Bash their faces in. You destroy
Sunlight
their
doesn't
heads.
kill them. This will.
All right. Anyway, can we find a mirror?
Yes, you head back to Ham's house to look for a mirror. And we're going to go to our second break. And when we return, we'll see if he can't see his own reflection because the weapons aren't well polished enough and the light is poor, or if there's
They're
something
covered
more
with
nefarious.
blood.
at
Obviously,
work.
they're not well polished.
Well, no, he took a knife. He took like a knife.
Let's see you guys on the other side of our break. Bye.